Welcome to cruise terminology. So I decided we should cover some basic cruise terminology for you, since we're getting into cruises, so you'll understand what we're talking about if you don't know anything about cruise ships. So here we go. So the first term I want to cover is port. Port is where you're going to meet your cruise ship, where the cruise ship docks at. The next term I want to cover is gangway. This is the gangway. So it's the little walkway that goes out and between the cruise ship and the port. The next term I want to cover is aft. Aft is the back of the ship. The next term would be forward. Forward is the front of the ship, and mid is the middle. Deck is the level on the ship. So if you are told something is on deck 2 forward, that means it's on the second level in the front of the ship. So the next term would be port excursion. Port excursion is what you're going to do when the ship docks somewhere at a new port. So if you want to schedule something for yourself to do at that port, you would want the port excursion. The next term is guaranteed or GTY. A guaranteed or GTY cabin means you typically get a good rate, but you don't get to pick your stateroom. The cruise ship will put you in a room that is available. So you normally won't find out until like a few days before you sail, sometimes even the day of, depending upon the cruise line. It means you're guaranteed to have a cabin, but you don't know where it's going to be. All cruise lines do have some level of accessible for wheelchair cabins. This cruise line, Carnival, that we just went on has 3 types. They have fully accessible, which means a wheelchair can make a 360-degree turn. They have ambulatory accessible, which means there isn't as much room, but you still have accessibility options, like you can have a shower chair and it is still considered accessible, but it is for someone who's more ambulatory. That is normally what I go for because I am ambulatory. I can get up and walk from the bed to the bathroom and stuff like that. But you can get fully accessible cabins with Carnival. All cruise lines do have some of their own terminology and lingo as well. Like with Carnival, you have the VIFP, which is Very Important Fun Person, which is their rewards program. With Disney, their rewards program is called the Castaway Key program. So all cruise lines do have their own lingo. The next term I want to cover is embarkation. Embarkation is the process of getting onto the cruise ship. And disembarkation or debarkation is the process of getting off the cruise ship. Another term you'll hear a lot is tender, which is a small boat that will take you from the cruise ship to, say, a port of call. Like with Catalina Island, that is a tender port. So you'll hear them say it's a tender port, which means it will be a small boat. Sometimes they are wheelchair accessible, sometimes they are not. You will need to ask the cruise line if the tender is wheelchair accessible when you're considering a port of call. On a cruise, your room is actually called a cabin or a stateroom. They'll have multiple options: inside stateroom, ocean view stateroom, balcony stateroom. The difference is inside room, you will have no access to outside light. There's no windows, anything like that. You're completely inside the ship. On an ocean view stateroom, you'll have a window that can see out to the ocean. Sometimes it's a porthole, which is small. Sometimes it's big. It depends on the cruise line and the cabin that you reserve. And then there's a balcony stateroom, which will normally have a large sliding door or open door of some kind that you can go outside onto your very own balcony or veranda. Some cruise lines call them veranda, not balcony. You'll have a cabin steward, which is, think of that in terms of a hotel, is like your housekeeping staff. They'll come in, clean up the room, take out your trash. Normally, they're the ones that give you those cute little towel animals. And if you have a really good cabin steward, you will never see them. And they will just come in, do their thing while you're out. And you'll come back to a perfectly clean room with a cute little towel animal on your bed. And they can be your most amazing friend. If you need something, always ask your cabin steward. They can point you in the right direction of what you need or how to get you something that you need. They are amazing. The next person you'll really want to be your friend is the maitre d' on your service team, because once your service team knows your wants and likes and dislikes at your dining reservation, they will oftentimes have things ready for you before you even know you want them. We had an amazing wait team at our dinner service on the Carnival Miracle, and they, after that first night, they had our sodas we wanted, everything. Like, we didn't even have to ask, they just appeared. And I know Disney is very similar because you stay with the same wait staff your entire time, for sure. There is so much more to cruising, but these are your basic terminologies that I did want to cover with everybody, so that way you know, or if we're talking about something in a future video and you don't quite understand what it was, you can like refer back, or of course Google cruise ship terminology, and I'm sure you'll find it. Thanks so much for watching. Have a magical day.
Be sure to hit that like and subscribe and click the bell icon to be notified when we upload a new video or go live.
You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Pinterest.
You can support us on our Patreon. We have tiers starting at $1 per month.
Thank you for all your support. If you want to see more, click the video in your right-hand corner.